Hi everyone, Keith Arkenberg Farms. You know, we don't usually shoot video at night, basically because, it's like dark out here. But this is the only time that you can actually go out and do what we're getting ready to do, which is we're gonna go hornworm hunting. So let me show you. Now, I've heard about this tactic for years, and I've had this for like 2 or 3 years now. I've just never actually been able to shoot it because every time I go hunting, I can't find them. The trick is, you need a simple little flashlight. The main key is, it's a regular flashlight. Goes through its cycles, but then it turns into a black light flashlight, just like this. And this is the key. You turn around and you start pointing at the plant, and you'll start to find the hornworm. I'm gonna turn you around and walk you through here, and you'll see exactly what I'm showing you. You really can't see it all that well because we are very dark, but with this black light flashlight, there we go. Look, a hornworm. They actually light up in the black light. This is the coolest thing in the world. Problem is, you also eat a lot of moths in the process. We continue down the row, just scanning, looking for anything we can find. And the great thing is, when we find them, they show up very, very quickly and easily. There we go. Right there. There's another hornworm. Like I said, I've tried to shoot this for years, but every time I do, we have such a large amount of birds that come through here. I'll find the hornworms. There's another one right there. And I'll come back in here at night and look for the ones I actually missed as I was picking them off when I was harvesting. And I go try to shoot, and they're all gone. This is the first time I've actually been able to come through and actually see a decent amount of them. The one thing I will tell you is that they do not find, there's another one right there. See him glowing there? Doesn't find corn earworms. The other pest actually hits it. Oh, there's another one up top there too. See it glowing up there? Right above the top? Right there. But it is pretty cool because now I can see how many of these guys are actually in my greenhouse right now, because what I spotted was the way these are all stripped. I knew there were hornworms in here. I just had no clue to what extent they were actually in here. Now I will go through and actually relocate them. Those are just little bloom spots there, because they make a very interesting beneficial moth that we have out on the property. See, here's another one up there. So I don't want to kill them all, feed them to the chickens. I want to actually preserve them and let them grow, because I have this really nice way of spotting them. There's another one. It's so cool. There's a little baby one. That's one you'd never even spot walking through the greenhouse because it is so small. Biggest problem I have, a lot of these I'm seeing are quite literally like 9.5, 10 foot in the air. they couldn't be down low. Ooh, look at that little guy right there too. To where I could actually, like be able to easily grab them. But hey, gives me something to do before I go to the farmer's market tomorrow. Ooh, there's a really big one right up there. Doesn't look that big, but that one is like the typical one you find. It's about the size of your thumb. There's a huge one there. That is pretty awesome to see. We must have had a really big bloom of them come through on our tomatoes, which tomatoes are still producing very nicely in here, but they're starting to get eaten, and we want to preserve these until frost. And here is the result of going through the outside of just 2 rows, because I really did not want to go in the center of those rows right now, but I've got a lot of hornworms in this bucket, and a lot of really small ones too, that like that one right there, that I didn't even know that existed in there until I went in there with this flashlight. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Now, like I said, I'm not going to kill those. Take them down in the front of the property, which is about 250, 300 feet away. Let them just go forage naturally and pupate into the beautiful night moths they actually become. Now, the flashlight I'm using, I'm going to link that in the description through my Amazon influencer store. You can go over there and check it out. That's the one I use. It works freaking awesome. I love it. And it is really a game changer, especially when you have an outbreak like that. I mean, like, I saw 2, 3 this afternoon when I was harvesting. I left the one just because I knew where it was at, but I didn't know there was another probably 10 or 15 more. And even the little tiny ones, they're about that big, I was able to see. Usually they're big, you know, the size of my finger, and those are easy to spot, but you can't spot the small ones until you actually spot the damage, and then you have to actually react to them when you see it happening. So, game changer, it worked. I've been trying to shoot this thing for like 3 years now. It's awesome, I love it. So, hope you all liked what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all, have a good day.